So there are things that I would take with me as a encouragement for future projects to really immerse yourself as much as you can in the community that you're filming, and give them control over the narrative, because it's their story to tell, and that's what we really tried to do here. And that's, I think, was a big thing in filming this and the success of it.
Colonization, manifest destiny, domestication. What we've done to this country is plow it up, pave it over, fence it in, or fence it out. Now, when does progress stop? When do we stop building roads? When do we stop building houses? When do we stop encroaching?
Hi Noam, we're very happy to have you on for one of our FairTalks episodes. Today, diving into a more artistic realm than usual, which I'm very excited about. You've made waves as a young director and filmmaker, venturing into far corners of the globe, as you say, working with Sea Shepherd and creating impactful brand campaigns, earning double features on Behance. And today we're diving into your latest project that also snagged multiple awards, including the Best Music Video at the 48th Annual American Indian Film Festival and the Best Wyoming Documentary at Wyoming's International Film Festival 2023. I'm generally intrigued how do these seemingly distinct worlds of music video and documentary come together in your latest piece, The Wallowing Bull. But before I unravel it all too soon, could you please introduce yourself and give us a glimpse into the inspiration behind this work?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you, and I'm happy to be here. So I'm Noam. I'm from Israel, director. I direct and shoot all kinds of content, whether it's a documentary, music videos, or fashion. And yeah, this is my latest project that we're going to talk about.
Can you just give a little overview of what you shot there and what the project is about?
Yeah, so basically, we contacted Christian Wallowing Bull, the singer. I heard his music, and I've actually been a fan of music for a while now. And I knew I was going to be in the area for a different shoot. And we wanted to use his music for a film I was working on. So I offered to shoot a music video for him in return for the right to use his music. And after a few conversations with him, we realized that Wind River, the reservation that he lives on currently and where we shot the video, has a very interesting and powerful story. And so I felt it would be important to not only play his music, but also tell the story of where the music comes from.
When you came there and arrived to the place, what ignited your interest in the topic specifically? Was there anything that you saw or any conversation that sparked your interest and prompting you to collaborate with the Buffalo people?
Well, it was a couple of things. It was also knowledge that I had about the place from before. I first learned about it from a film called Wind River. It's a film basically about something that happened in the reservation, and I read about the reservation, and it's technically the most dangerous reservation in America uh, in terms of crime rates. And so that also was kind of what drew me to that area. I wanted to see what's actually going on there. I've been on Native American reservations before, and I've done a few projects there. And when I got there, first of all, the landscape is breathtaking. It's a very beautiful area. And I got to speak to some of the local people, and all of them were so welcoming and open to tell their story. And just me and Dan, the other director, had a great time there, and we felt really welcome. And yeah, it's a beautiful place.
And you said it's one of the most dangerous reserves there is. And why is it so dangerous there?
So that's in terms of crime rates. So the crime rates are very high, all kinds of crimes, whether it's theft, murder. There's a lot of poverty on the reservation. There's a lot of issues that they're dealing with, but also a lot of very strong people and resilient people.
And why did you feel it was particularly crucial to share the Buffalo people's narrative and the narrative of the Buffaloes themselves?
Well, I've had an interest in general in Native American culture, and like I said, I've worked with different tribes. So this is just, I feel like, a story that kind of I found Christian Wallowing Bull on Instagram, and I felt like, this is maybe kind of a sign that this is my next project or next story that I should work on. Yeah, and I think it's especially when I tell stories, I try to show a positive side of a place. So even though Wind River can be a very harsh place, we wanted to focus on how Jason, the person at the beginning of the video, is working to bring the buffalo back into the lives of the people and how they're recovering. So I wanted to focus on something positive.
We come from buffalo people. It's part of who we are. It's in our DNA. Nobody here, either tribe, denies that buffalo were critical to our ancestors. This was our relative. It's been missing for 130 years. It was systematically taken, destroyed, nearly eliminated as a way to take our land. So it has a lot of meaning, not only to get them back, but to ensure that they'll always be here for the future. They heal the land. They are the best land managers there is. They don't need our help. They just need a place to exist.
Can you just get a quick little glimpse into what are some of the solutions or positive aspects?
Well, first of all, I want to preface this by saying that I'm no expert in Native American culture. I'm just, a traveler and a director. And so this is just based on my experiences. But it seems like a lot of Native American people have lost touch with their culture. And there's a lot of young Native Americans that feel lost, and bringing them back to their roots. And I've seen it happen myself with people that I met on the reservation. Once they got more closer to their roots, they found purpose. They, stayed out of trouble. So I think the connection to their culture really helps them grow and recover.
Very interesting. And you've crafted a very authentic portrayal of the Buffalo people. Literally, also there are the scenes of portraits of the community. Can you share your experience collaborating with the community and how they were involved in the filmmaking process? And also, are there any specific moments that left a lasting impression on you?
Yeah, so basically the whole concept of the film, we do have the stage shots, which are Christian singing, and those were pre-planned. And then the rest of the clip is just us. We just drove around the reservation and filmed whatever we saw that would be interesting. We just walked up to random people on the street and asked them if they wanted to be in the music video. And we were a bit hesitant at first. We weren't sure how we would be received, but we did have Christian with us, and he's part of the community. And he went up to people and spoke to them, and everyone was super eager and open to talk and be in the video. And one moment that stood out, I think, we were driving down the highway and we found this compound. There was a couple of people that were working on a car there or something, and we were in this big rental car, and Christian, the singer, was all dressed in his black suit for the music video, and he got out and walked up to them, and they were probably like, didn't know what was going on. Yeah, but once he spoke to them, we actually ended up speaking to them for a while. After we shot them, they told us a little bit about their story and their family, and it was a really special moment, I felt.
Oh, that's really nice. And you mentioned that the singer was in his black suit. Is there any particular reason for that choice? Dressing choice?
So when I was thinking about the concept for the film, I kind of wanted to show the dissonance between Native American culture and the culture that was imposed on them. So there's a lot of things that clash on the reservations, whether you see churches with the Native American ornaments, or you see, there's the scene with the horse at the gas station. So I felt the suit was kind of a symbol of work life or capitalism, or I don't know what to call it. That kind of is the opposite of what Native American culture is about. And also, it's a bit of a, it ended up being a black suit, which is also kind of a sign of mourning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I
That
don't know
makes
if
a
that
lot of
makes sense,
sense.
but that was
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
Good.
Definitely. I was guessing that that was kind of maybe the motive, but I was just curious. And also,
Yeah.
you mentioned the gas station shot, which I found particularly striking in the gas station with the singer and then the horse and the girl
Mhm.
on the horse. Can you tell us a bit more about the girl's story, or
Mhm.
did you get to chat with her? But yeah, what's behind that?
Yeah, so that was also one of those special moments during filming. We were looking for someone with a horse that would be available that day. It was also kind of a last minute thing. And Christian knew this girl. Her name is McKenna. And he reached out to her and asked her if she could ride up with a horse to the gas station. He knew that she worked on a
Oh,
ranch.
okay.
And she did come, and we weren't planning on it, but she painted the MMIW symbol on the horse with the red paint
Mm-hmm.
and other symbols, which isn't something we asked her to do, but we were so happy she did. We thought that was a really powerful addition, and that was totally her idea. She was 17 when we shot that, and
Wow.
yeah, and she trains horses for a living, so yeah, very powerful moment as well.
Wow. And talking about different shots, and I'm wondering if that's also kind of related to the general grieving that you were mentioning. There's a scene also with a grave, or actually a few scenes with a grave. What's the meaning behind that? Why does it hold significance to show it?
Yeah, so that was also a bit more of a personal aspect for Christian, the singer. We went up to the graveyard where his mother is buried, his birth mom. He didn't know for a very long time where she was buried, but he found out about 2 years ago. And so we went up to her gravesite, me and Dan. There's a scene where he's putting tobacco on her grave.
Hmm.
So that's something that they do, and we thought it would be very powerful to shoot that scene as well.
I'm wondering, with the film having garnered multiple awards, how is it making an impact? And is this recognition that it's happening benefiting the community and the buffaloes in any tangible way?
Yeah, I believe, I mean, our goal with this music video was to show, kind of give a window into Wind River, a realistic window, because there's so much misrepresentation in popular media and cinema of Native American people and Native American reservations. There's a lot of stigma. So we wanted to try and kind of show a very realistic image of it. And
Hmm.
I think, especially with all the stigma that surrounds Wind River as a dangerous reservation, we wanted to show, even if it's a little glimpse, what it was really like. And
Hmm.
I heard the reaction from the community there was very positive. They were happy to, you know, uh, show a authentic, authentic window into the reservation.
Yeah, and do you feel like it's having any impact in terms of changing things, or also within the community? You were saying that a lot of them have maybe lost that connection. Do you feel like this project maybe enabled them or motivated them to reconnect in a way?
That's I guess it's kind of hard to measure in that sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure it brought awareness to people on the outside about the buffalo, people who may have not known about that before, and I think that's very beneficial for the community itself also.
Hmm.
Um, but I couldn't say about a specific,
Yeah,
change
that
like
makes
that.
sense. Um, what is it that there can be done, and also what is it that the community would like the outside world, as let's call it, like the like a broader community, what would they like for it to happen? What would they like people to see, and maybe how, in which way should they take action? Not the
Mm.
buffalo people themselves, but people who see, for example, the music video and get awareness, like you were saying. Is there anything that they wish to see happening?
Mm. I wouldn't be able to get into specifics. That's something that probably Jason from the tribe could answer. I wish I had more
Mm-hmm.
information about it. Yeah, as far, I don't know the logistics of it or the legality of the whole um, thing that Jason is trying to run, but I think the main thing is just to give them the space to do what they need to do to, recover the buffalo, to
Mm-hmm.
get connected to their culture. But yeah, I couldn't get more specific than that,
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
that's quite specific, I feel. I mean, that's kind of what I was
Okay, good.
wondering. And do you think that there are any issues or messages that didn't fit into the clip or things that weren't conveyed in the film that you would like to give voice to? Something that hasn't been shown yet?
Mm, let me think. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could say is the situation there is so complex. There's so many things that a lot of people aren't aware of, things to tackle. We were also filming on a wild horse ranch where they
Mm-hmm.
save wild horses, because there's too many wild horses in that area. That's also a thing. And wild horses also have significance in their culture. So I would just say that what you see in the video is just, a little glimpse of what is actually going on in the reservation, even though we tried to show as much as we could.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to anyone who's watching it, there's still so much more. And it's definitely worth looking into and reading about and educating yourself about.
Very interesting. And looking ahead, how do you believe the lessons from this project will shape future endeavors? Or are there any takeaways where you're like, in the future and filmmaking processes, this is something that really stuck with me?
I think with this project, there were a lot of positives. So there are things that I would take with me, not necessarily as a lesson, but as a encouragement for future projects, to really immerse yourself as much as you can in the community that you're filming, and give them control over the narrative, because it's their story to tell, and that's what we really tried to do here. And that's, I think, was a big thing in filming this and in the success of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks like it. It's you can I believe you can feel that the community had a big say in like the direction of this clip. I think you can feel it. Um And other than that, what's on your horizon for upcoming projects? Any exciting things coming up that you want to share?
Yeah, there's actually a pretty exciting project that I'm gonna start working on soon. I'm gonna work again with an organization called Sea Shepherd. They're an ocean conservation organization, and we fight against illegal fishing, saving the ocean, and we're gonna go to Antarctica in a few weeks. So yeah,
Wow,
there's that. Yeah,
that's really exciting. And how long are you going to stay there?
3 months.
Wow,
Yeah.
3 months
Well, it's
in
scheduled to be
Antarctica.
3 months. It could be more, but we'll see.
And you're going to stay on the ship, on a ship
Hmm.
nonstop and film basically?
Yeah, so I'm part of the media team, so I would be, yeah, just creating content for them for 3 months on the ship.
You've worked with them before, no?
Yes.
Can you
So,
tell us anything about that particular experience? How was that? And yeah, how was it to be on a sea shepherd ship? I would imagine it as quite intense.
yeah, it can be. It was a little bit of everything, a little intense, exciting, challenging, beautiful. But yeah, I did 2 campaigns with them. One was in Mexico. It was a 3-month campaign, and it's called Operation Milagro. So it's a campaign where we fight to save the most endangered sea mammal in the in the ocean. It's
Oh,
called
wow.
vaquita. Yeah, they say there's only about
Okay.
8 to 15 left in the whole world. So that was the first campaign. It was
8 to 15.
yeah, it's a very tough situation. And that was my first time on a ship, and I'm terrified of the ocean. So that was
Oh, wow.
an interesting experience.
Wow,
Um,
that's really cool.
yeah, you get used to it pretty quick. But yeah, that was a very special experience. And then the second campaign was in Namibia, and
Hmm.
it's a campaign against illegal fishing. So same thing there. We fought against the overfishing in that sea, in the South Atlantic.
The Mexico campaign, where exactly did it take place, and were you able to raise a lot of awareness about this species that's basically about to go extinct if there are so little of them left?
Yeah, Operation Milagro has been going on for quite a while. It's in the Sea of Cortez, and the vaquita, the sea mammal that we were trying to save, is endemic to that area. They only exist there, and we work in collaboration with the Mexican government. Basically, my job, I can talk specifically about my job, was to not only film and show what we're doing, but also to gather evidence of any illegal activity in the area. There's a lot of overfishing in that area, and there's a certain area called the ZTA where you're not allowed to fish at all, except for like divers fishing.
Yeah, I guess that's mostly it from my side, unless there's anything else you'd like to share that we didn't cover on the clip or your work in general.
Yeah, I just, I guess one last thing I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I haven't mentioned him enough in this interview. I wanted to give a big shout out to Dan, the other director, who really, I mean, this was a joint effort and I couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah, very cool. Do you work together a lot? Like, do you work on other projects together as well?
So this was our first project together, but we
Mm-hmm.
also shot another one while we're on the reservation. It will be out soon. It's called Yeehaw Boy. So that will happen in the next few months, and we're hopefully going to work a lot more together.
Thank you so much for giving us all of these insights and answers into your project. It was very exciting, and I'm pretty sure our audience is going to be very happy to listen to what you have to say. We're definitely going to be looking at your future endeavors and your next Antarctica expedition. So yeah, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll
Thank
chat
you.
sometime in the future.
Yes, thank you for having me.
They're in our songs, they're in our stories. They were everything. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for buffalo.